All right, they can't hear us if you want to say something until. So in other words, you're good to chat.
Hello. Is it good? Can you hear it?
It's echoing. Do you have it on, like your phone or another?
Does it keep changing on me? There are no microphones open. Is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have it turned on, like on YouTube or something like that in the background, that might be doing it too.
Oh, maybe that's what's going on here. Let me just try to exit out of all of these screens. That would help.
Just don't exit out of the main screen.
Oh wait, maybe if I exit out of this one too. Is that better?
Okay. I don't know if I'm muted or not. So, all right, you guys, Tara and I have been having some technical difficulties, but I think we have solved that issue now. Welcome back to an I can't even say it. Welcome back to an impromptu episode of Jester Section Hiker, your premier podcast with the spotlight on section hikers. And I am your host, Julie Jester Gayheart. And today you guys are in for a treat. You all know on this podcast that not only do we put the section or the spotlight on section hikers, but I also like to have on individuals that I love to follow. And Tara Dower is no stranger to the show. This is, I believe, Tara, this is going to be your 4th episode on the podcast. And there was no way on this earth after the news that Tara found out yesterday that she was handpicked to be in the 2024 Hardrock 100. So we are going to talk all about that today. We are also going to ask Tara how she's been, because the last time she was on the show, she had just obtained the FKT on the Colorado Trail for women, the supported effort. And she was having some issues with her feet. So we're going to ask her how all that is going. And she recently ran the JFK 50 miler. We'll ask her about that. But then something happened to her in her Javelina 100 race that she was in. Either, I can't remember the date. It was middle of October or end of October. And she ended up looking like a cactus. So we are going to talk to her about all that. So I want to go ahead and get Tara on the show. Tara, welcome back to the podcast. And thank you for joining us at this late minute. So first of all, congratulations. You knew I was going to text you as soon as you heard you were in. So how are you feeling? Let's talk about that first.
I'm feeling great. And also, I just want to say sorry. It was on my end that there's technical difficulties. So sorry, guys, for being so late. I just jumped on here. I woke up at 9 because I was crewing my coach Carl at Devil Dog. I woke up at 9 and have just been a little moping around a little bit, not moping, but just like a little lazy this morning. So sorry for logging on so late. And if there is an echo, just let me know and I'll try to change that. But
I think we're good. I think I've got
Okay.
your volume balanced out. So let me set the stage. Let me give you guys some text to this. So if you listen to the last episode when Tara and I were on the show, we talked all about being at Hardrock this past summer in 2023, and I wore this hat just for you, Tara.
I noticed.
In Silverton, North Carolina, and
Colorado.
Or where did I say? North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah. See, now I'm all twisted up. In Silverton, Colorado, and we talked about how awesome it was to be at the race. And Tara showed up at one of the aid stations in Ouray before she was getting ready to go out and break the Colorado Trail FKT. And now I can say I knew you were going to do that before you made it public. Somehow you and I have connected, Tara, and ever since your Mountains of Sea Trail FKT, before we get to the most amazing, exciting news ever, which is going to end my year 2023 and what I'm going to be doing this summer in 2024. You know I'm not missing this. You 100% know I am not missing this. But before we get to that, let's go back because the last time we chatted, this is really what your feet looked like. So walk us through what this was and what happened and what's going on now.
This was day 4 on the Colorado Trail, and my toenails suck. They are my Achilles heel. I mean, whenever I'm doing these things, they're just like, I need to get them all removed. I'm done with toenails. Anyways, this is day 4, and I started out self-supported with my friend Liz trying to set the Colorado Trail FKT, self-supported. And she had to get off the trail, unfortunately, so I had to switch to supported. But unfortunately, like being supported, I was still like, we had to figure out how she could support me. So at this point, I was still backpacking and carrying all my own supplies and food and like providing for myself, setting up my own camp, getting water, all that good stuff. And at this point, this was my first night where I just felt like completely alone on the Colorado Trail. And I was just out at the top of this huge climb. It was getting dark and I set up my tent and everything. And like, it was just a really not a sad night. It was just like I was in really bad shape. I took off my shoes, saw my feet looking like this. I didn't eat that much. I maybe drank like a protein shake and was basically sleeping right on the ground. As you can see, I have this plastic piece of Nyla fume, I think they call it. It's like a ground sheet because I had
that's right. It's down on the right-hand side under your right foot. I see in the yellow there.
So I had this down, and I have a tarp, so all I had was this little plastic sheet protecting me from the ground, and then you can see in the bottom there my yellow Thermarest closed cell sleeping pad, and that's all I had. And I was just like, basically felt so close to nature. I was just like right there, sleeping right on the ground. I was so tired. Took off my shoes, see my feet like this. They're so gross. They're so dirty. You can see the duct tape on my toe because I ran out of Leuco tape. So I had the leftover Leuco tape on my toes. So I started using duct tape. I was running out of supplies. Luckily, the next day I would be walking about 13-ish miles into, what is it called? It's a pretty popular Mount Princeton resort where Liz was going to be. And I would get a shower and try to take care of my feet as best as possible. But this night was pretty much like a really, really low point for my physical health, at least.
So the last time we talked, you were literally going to get an antibiotic, or you had gotten an antibiotic. You had smashed the record on the Colorado Trail FKT. And I remember specifically on the podcast, you said, I'm going to be, after this, I'm going to be doing Javelina. I'm going to be doing JFK 50 miler. We were all like, okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Tara. So I know 100% that you were going to be going to Javelina 100, which was, when was that? October?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what was interesting, which I love this so much, is that you were being interviewed by Aravaipa Running via
Mhm.
their mountain outpost. And
Yeah.
I love ultra running as much as I love hiking, section hiking. And although I do not ultra run anymore, I would collapse. Every bone in my body would
Oh.
break. But I love the atmosphere. I love the
Mhm.
community of the ultra running community. And you were being interviewed, and I just thought I really wanted to be there. I was like, please let me interview Tara because they were saying like, through hiker Candy Mama is, you're a crossover athlete now. Did you know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know how to categorize myself. Like, through hiker, FKT, ultra runner.
You know
I
what?
just,
I just call you the hybrid. You're the hybrid ultra athlete. That's what I'm going to call you, because I know you still love the Appalachian Trail community. That is near and dear to your heart, never going away. I
yeah.
know you love the ultra running community. They're kind of the same vibe, and you are breaking through. Because as I hear this commentary, you are bringing the through hiking world with you, and they
Hmm.
were comparing you to Jeff Garmeyer, who is also
Hmm.
known as the Legend, and
Hmm.
he also has through hiked. I believe he's triple crowned. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of FKTs. So now these commentators are like, okay, we have Tara Dower, former through hiker of the Appalachian Trail, now broke it into the FKT world. And I've linked your interview with them in the description below. But my next picture I have is from Javelina 100. So let's go over this.
Oh no.
That is the greatest ever of all time. And you became a meme.
Oh
So,
yeah, I
I mean, you went
did.
viral as a meme. So walk us through this.
Yeah, so this, gosh. Yeah, I mean, like a win was really what I was going for, but I guess if I had to DNF, this is the best place and the
And you were
best
going
scenario
for a
to DNF.
win to get
Yeah.
a golden ticket
Uh-huh.
to Western
Western
states, right?
states.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like, gosh, I think that
Tara, are you still there? Let me switch screens here.
oh,
Tara,
can you hear
hello.
me?
Yes. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
So we're back. I'm going to flip you back to the crazy picture. So this was Javelina 100.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so much to this photo that a lot of people don't understand or know. Um, but you see the cactus. So obviously I had a run in with a cactus. That's apparent. You can look at the context clues and decipher that. But before this, I had not been eating or drinking well at the race. I felt good the first lap, but then like eating became really hard as it got hotter. And my stomach, I don't think is was prepared for eating or drinking in the heat. And I just wasn't eating or drinking even water. Water felt like stones in my stomach. It was just sloshing around, like hitting my stomach. It was so uncomfortable. And then I was just a little loopy. I think it was the third loop, and I was going into it like so excited. Oh my gosh, Jester! I was so excited going into the third loop because I saw Courtney with her mom. I saw her running towards me with her mom, and I said, Courtney, oh my gosh. I like freaked out. Like nobody else is freaking out because everyone sees her at races. Like they want to be cool. I don't know, but I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, Courtney. And she gave me a fist bump. She gave me where our fists touched. And then my friends who were crewing me, they were running with me out of the canal area or the uh, crewing area after I fist bumped her. And they said that they heard her say, go Tara, or good job, Tara. I was like, I didn't hear that, but I was like, when they told me that, I was like, no way.
Okay.
She knows my name.
You've got to listen to the prior podcast because then you will understand that. I mean, basically, Tara and I are in love with Courtney DeWalter. I mean, we talked about this. We predicted all of this during COVID in 2020. During your MST fastest no time interview, all of this was predicted. I was like, I remember after your interview that day, I said, she's gonna beat Courtney, and I'm gonna be really jealous.
Yeah,
So
our fist touched, and she apparently, I didn't hear it, but if I heard it, I think I might have just DNF there and just like been so happy and excited. Just like, I have it. I won a golden ticket in my mind. Anyways, so I was going into this third loop really like pumped and excited, but it slowly, I was just like so exhausted and like hungry. I was, well, hungry, but I was not eating or not drinking. And I was just kind of like all over the trail. It was hot, and I was just trying to keep a pace, just trying to keep this pace. And essentially I just walked right at the Cholla lines the trail sort of at different points. This one was a tall one. And so it's kind of like those burrs you get on your socks if you walk through like this sort of bush or something. It's like these burrs that like just connect. Like you don't even have to like hit it or run into it. This Cholla, you just brush up against it and it's in you. It is in you. It's like, it is there. It is in you. And I just brushed up against this because I just veered off trail a little bit, brushed up against it. And luckily I had those arm sleeve. It would have been a lot more painful. It was very painful, by the way. I mean, it was painful. But yeah, so I got here, got my knee. I was looking today, I still have bumps from it. I still have like, I think like bits of it in me because it's not going away. My finger took forever to heal because it was in my finger. But this wasn't the reason I DNF'd Javelina. It was because after I got this out at the aid station, I was like angry. I was like, I was still like fifth woman, after walking 2 miles. So I was still fifth woman. I was still in a great place. So I just like got really excited. I got pumped and I was like, I had this thing happen and I'm not going to let that derail me. And I started running. I forgot totally about my nutrition and my hydration not going well. And then, it happened again. I tried to eat, didn't work, tried to drink, didn't work. I threw up. I threw up the entire race pretty much from the second loop on. And I tried everything. I tried to make it to the next aid station. They had to take my vitals. They said I was okay. So I kept going and then got to the like base camp area where everyone's at, and my crew just fed me, had me drink a lot, and we're like, let's just sit down and get you fueled up. And I was fueled up, ready to go. I tried again for the fourth loop and it just wasn't working out. And I was like, I'm pretty frustrated at this point. I've tried everything and I just called it. And looking back, for anyone who does do ultras, like looking back, I could have done one more thing that I just didn't think of. I could have just drank Coke the entire time. That is like half water, half Coke. That is something you can do in order to get like settle your stomach, but also get some calories in. My coach, I think he did the last 40 miles of a 100-miler on Coke. So it's possible. So that's one thing I didn't try. And I look back and I can say like, oh, like, I could have done this better, that better, but you got to just kind of go with the punches, I guess.
That's one thing that you've done. If you guys go back and follow Tara's career as far as getting into ultra running races, you always learn, and typically you'll put out a video on your YouTube channel, Tara Treks, and say that, okay, this is what happened, this is what I learned, and this is what I'm going to try next time. And you obviously did that. So when I saw that meme, okay, you guys, they turned that picture into a meme all over. Yeah. And when they announced you yesterday that you got into Hardrock, they were like, remember Tara? She was the one that ran into the cactus at Javelina 100. Not a bad way to be remembered. I mean, you're out there, so you'll take it, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, it happened, but I mean, if I didn't get the win, this was probably a close second. Obviously, I would rather win. I would rather just finish, too. That's also another thing. I'd rather finish and get a buckle. But this is a close second to DNFing because, like, or to in a way to DNF because I was so many people saw it, and I've connected with so many people through that photo, and I've just, yeah, it happened. It happened, and I guess that's just my story. That's part of the story.
Well, let me ask you this, another fangirl moment. So I have followed Heather Jackson for a long time in triathlon. I mean, talk about a woman that and now she's venturing into the ultra running scene.
Yeah.
Did you see her and Devin Yanko at all?
Oh yeah, like me and Devin are buds because I met her
Okay,
at
Tara, you
Umstead.
can't talk like that. Like, yeah, we're buds, like we're hanging out and stuff.
Okay, I love this. Devin actually tried to help me with my nutrition issue when I was with my crew. She like was trying to help me and everything, and we're like buds. Like she actually introduced me to Heather at Javelina when the day before. She's like, because she was crewing Heather, and she's like, oh, this is Tara, and Heather was like, nice to meet you. And I was like, I met you at Black Canyon. She obviously didn't remember because she probably meets so many people, but hopefully she remembers me now.
Oh, no one's going to forget. She's going to remember that picture of you in the cactus. Like it's out there.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that picture does not override your accomplishments. So you're also known in the ultra running scene as, up and coming, someone who's up and coming. People announce you as look out for Tara Dower. She's done this. She's got fastest known time. She's through hiked the Appalachian Trail. So your accolades are building, and I think it's phenomenal.
Thanks.
So let's get into this because yesterday, Saturday, December the 2nd, there were 2 races that you have to get in these lotteries and they draw your name and you have to have certain races under your belt, or you had to have run a 100-miler before to get in both of these races without going into the logistics. And the Western States 100 was one of the races, but I knew because of our conversation this past summer, I said, Tara, I know she's applied for Hardrock. And I knew the lottery was starting yesterday afternoon or early morning for us. So I've got an article up here that went out last night, and I want to go over this. For those of you that are going to be listening to the audio version right now when it comes out, I've got an article on the screen by I Run Far, who is, if you want to know what's happening in the running world, you got to go to I Run Far. They've got articles, they've got videos. They've been doing this for many, many, many years, and I've got this article up, but I do want to say something. So Megan Hicks and Brian Powell own I Run Far. And as the lottery was going, Stephanie was like, oh, Megan Hicks is it. We're talking like we know these people. Oh, Megan Hicks is it. And I was like, wait a minute. She owns, she's I Run Far. And then Stephanie was like, oh, this guy named Brian Powell is in, because they were talking about people that got in that are actually from Silverton. And I said, well, wait a minute. Brian Powell is also I Run Far. He started I Run Far. I said, that is really cool. Because Stephanie and I got to see a lot of people in the ultra community at the Hardrock race last summer. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go, over to, my local park or whatever called Latta Plantation. I said, I'm going to go take a hike. And Stephanie was like, well, I'll text you if Tara gets in. And I went there 20 minutes and I got the text, Tara is in Hardrock. And I screamed. I was like, yes. And then I was like, wait a minute. I know where I'm going this summer. Like everything I thought about doing is forget it, because I will be at Hardrock, period. Right. But I wanted to read this out so the listeners who may have no idea about the ultra running scene. So what Hardrock is, in this article by I Run Far lays it out rather nicely. They say the Hardrock 100 is a 100-mile race through Colorado's San Juan Mountains, starting and finishing in Silverton, which is Colorado, not North Carolina, like I said earlier. The challenging and gorgeous route packs 33,000 feet of elevation, often at altitudes above 13,000 feet. It alternates direction each year and will run clockwise in 2024. The ultimate bucket list race, the Hardrock 100, is notoriously difficult to gain entry into, with 2,796 applying for this year's lottery alone. So, and now I want to skip down on this article, and you guys, the audio version you can't see, but there's a huge picture of Courtney DeWalter.
Love it.
at the finish line last year. But then the best part of the article, well, one of the best parts of the article, it says notable 2024 Hardrock 100 women's entrants. And look who Tara Dower is directly under. It lists everybody. Gosh. It's like Claire, Becky, Camille. Again, I'm talking about these people like I know them. Courtney DeWalter, and then boom, bang, shebang, Tara Dower. Gosh. And again, not the best part of the article. So the best part of the article, we keep going. We go through the men's field. And then some notables who are on the wait list. Another bad to the bone woman, Sabrina Stanley. Mm-hmm. Watch out for her. I've followed her for years. I mean, talk about rugged.
Love her. I watched her. Like when I started getting to ultras, I watched the Hardrock 100 in 2021 and was incredibly inspired. Oh my gosh. I was like, Sabrina Stanley is my girl. Courtney's always number one, but Sabrina, I'm like, it's so inspiring. And
Sabrina's the one you want to take to a fight.
Yeah. She's such a great competitor. Oh my gosh. If I race against her and Courtney, I'm done. My career, there's nothing that can top that.
So the best part of the article, you could scroll all the way down. So every year, the race director, his name is Dale Garland, he gets to have his picks because that's just the way it is. He gets to have his picks. And they've never announced it before until this year. But in this I Run Far article, the race director picks include Miss Tara Dower. So with all of that being said, Tara, you got to walk us through this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm like, so I've been saying this a lot when people have been messaging me. I'm like, I'm in shock. I'm like confused. I am mostly excited. I am pumped. I am thankful, but I am confused because I'm like, of all the people you could pick, there's like 2,000 some people that apply, and they picked me. They like handpicked me. I'm like, me? I mean, I know like people love watching me race. I love racing. I love mountain races. But just really thankful that somebody, Dale noticed that. And yeah, I don't even know. I'm still like in shock. I'm like, wow. So I'll tell the story.
I know. Well, my guess is, okay, this is a huge compliment to me. And this is someone who's sitting back, I'm a fan of ultra running, a fan of hiking, yada, yada. To me, you're the wild card. So it's just like getting into Barkley. There's always a wild card, right? So you're the wild card because you have the accolades. So you've got, the supported fastest known time on the Mountains of Sea Trail. You've got the Benton MacKaye Trail fastest known time. This past summer, the Colorado Trail, supported women's fastest known time. And, Run Rabbit Run. And is it Black Canyon that you just won this year? Which one was it?
Oh, not Black Canyon. I wish. That would be awesome. Run Rabbit Run. Okay. Hellbender. I got the course record and won.
And you've also raced the Georgia. Is it the Georgia Death Race? Which one?
No. Cruel Jewel?
Cruel Jewel. Look up Cruel Jewel. Tara won the Cruel Jewel. This is
second. Okay.
Well, in my heart,
Liz Canty.
You got second place. Liz Canty, another East Coast, rugged trail runner, well known for her accolades. And you're also a wild card because you're somewhat sponsored by Ultra, but you're not sponsored. Officially sponsored that I know of. That might have changed by now, but I think Dale is looking for, it's easy to pick somebody that, they've done this, that, or the other, but you're the East Coast wild card in my mind, and you're not an easy pick. And to me, that is a major accomplishment.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying all of that. I was just looking up Cruel Jewel because I was like, okay, I've done that. That was really, really tough race. 33,000 feet of gain. So if I could complete that, like I know, Hardrock's much harder with the altitude and, conditions that might turn negative, and just several other things. But 33,000 feet of gain, I've done it before. And that was like my fourth ultra, third or fourth 100 miler. So like I have a little more experience. So that's exciting to know that, I've already done that. Anyways, all that to say, yeah, thanks for saying all that. I'm just like in awe and in shock. And I just want, I'm between these two, like, I want to race well. I want to be competitive, but I also like know that this opportunity doesn't come every year. Like, not a lot of people get in. This is a dream race. This is a dream race for so many people. And I want to like soak it all in. I want to be present for every single mile of that course because it's so gorgeous. It's Colorado. It's through the most beautiful portions of Colorado. I just want to be present and thankful during the entire thing because, man, I don't want to like run through it and just forget everything. This is such an incredible experience.
And I know you were with your coach, Carl Meltzer, yesterday, who has, I can't, you guys will just have to look him up. He's won so many 100-milers.
Yeah. He just won yesterday, too, at 55 years old. He was in second the entire day. He just texted me. I just saw it. He passed the guy at mile 82, who's also a client of his, but this client had some stomach issues that happens, but he is 30 years old. Carl is 55, 56 almost, and just has been winning and performing for so many years. And he passed this young dude.
What did he say to you when I don't know how he found out, if you told him, since he was racing, I don't know if you told him, what did he say to you?
Yeah, I'll just tell the whole story of how I figured out. Me and Cheryl, his wife, were crewing him, and we were in the car and I was watching the lottery on my phone. I was like, I just turned it off. I was like, I'm not going to make it in. I will say before this, I texted my friend and I was like, I have a feeling about this race. I have a feeling that I'm going to get in. It's just this intuition. And I think that intuition had something to do with the fact that Hardrock 100, of the 144 people they follow on Instagram, they followed me after Colorado Trail or after Run Reb. I don't remember. I was like, what does that mean? So many people follow them and they follow me. I was like, okay, that might have something to do with the intuition. But then I was watching it and I was like, I'm not going to get in. I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to focus on Carl's race, try to get him all good for, winning Devil Dog. And my friend Sarah Beal, actually, you weren't the first that texted me, but you were shortly after Sarah Beal. Sarah Beal, she got a text from her friend, and she texted me immediately, and I saw it. She's like, I saw you got into Hardrock, congratulations. And I was like, no way. And then I saw your text and I knew that you'd be watching, you'd be there present, like listening to this. And I was like, listening to the lottery, I was like, okay, this is for sure. And I freaked the heck out. And Cheryl, not long after, got a text from her friend saying Carl got in, because Carl got in like 3 or 4 people before me, and Carl came through shortly after we figured out. And somebody was like, hey, Hardrock guy, and he was like, I got in. They're like, yeah. And he's like, dang it, now I have to train. That's the first thing he said. And Carl, he's just kind of like, he's a fun guy like that. He's probably pretty excited, but he's just, Carl Meltzer.
And by the way, Carl Meltzer also smashed the FKT. I do not remember what year, on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah,
and he really, really is the only one that I've ever heard. This is a sidebar. We'll go back. But because we love the AT so much, Carl is really the only one that gave Jennifer Farr Davis her accolades. And he used, what she did and her schedule, and, it really gave her, her due justice for the AT attempt. Anyway, okay, that's a sidebar. So now back to Tara and Hardrock and Carl.
So yeah, I figured out, and like Carl gave me a fist bump. They were like, Tara got in too, and he gave me a fist bump. And so, I mean, I'm gonna trust in whatever he tells me to do, because he's won it. No, he's completed it 5 times. I don't know how many times he's won it, but he started 9 times and has finished it 5 times. So yeah, I'm gonna trust what he has to say, because he knows it really well. Yeah, man, it was, I don't know what to say. I'm just like thankful. I'm like, of all the people, me? Thank you.
Yes, you. And yesterday I was like, oh, well, I was thinking about the summer, and I was like, oh man, this, that, and the other. And we had already made, I mean, we already have reservations in Silverton
Oh,
at the
cool.
campground there because we made them when we left there. And because we met Dale, the race director, he did some
Oh, cool.
tour around Silverton. He's like, oh man, you guys got to come back for the 4th of July
cool.
parade. And we were like, yeah, let's book it now. We can always cancel. And right when I was like, the lottery's today, what are we going to be doing this summer? And I was like, well, would I really go if Courtney's not in it? I was doing all these scenarios in my brain. And I was like, well, if Courtney and Tara are not in it, I'm not going to go. Or, there's no reason to go. And then I heard Megan Higgs and I heard Brian Powell. And then I think Stephanie did text me Carl. And I was like, I think Carl is Tara's coach. Then when she texted me I was like, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's a
I
wrap.
remember us talking in Uray, and you were talking about how if I were to get in the next year, you would be there. So I totally expected you to be there.
Not only will I be there, but whatever you need me to do, whatever you need us to do, we're there. I just plan on staying up for 3 days. That's not a problem. Oh my God, you're like the first person that, all these years that I've been, connected or, trying to, do ultra running stuff. My claim to fame is I've done the URI 20 miler multiple times. But
URI 20 miler. I mean, URI's not easy. That was my first 100 miler in URI.
Yeah. So I've just admired the sport for a long time, and it's just so cool that we're connected because of the hiking community, and it's just brought us together through the Mountains of Sea Trail. And there is a comment, bring Omi. So will Omi be coming to Silverton?
We talked last night on the phone, and she said she was just so excited for me, and she was like, I don't know if like you would want me to crew, because of course I would love for her to crew, but she's like, I don't know if I'm like quick enough, but I would love to just be there and watch. I'm like, there's so many people that need to like be there and watch. Like, this is not only a bucket list thing for me, but like the area is so gorgeous, the $1 million highway right there. It's amazing. It's amazing course. It's amazing community and experience. So like, even if
it's so grassroots. I mean, we were right there, like we were part of the race. I mean, there in Uray at the aid station. I mean, you and I were like, it was like we were running the aid station.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
And I saw Zach Miller got in too. So he ended up, him and his girlfriend ended up parking next to us in the van. And I was like, Stephanie, stay low. This is Zach Miller. We don't want to act like we know him. We just want to be cool about it. Whatever, just high five and act like we have no idea who he is. But he ended up parking next to us. Didn't you get ice cream or something from him?
Yeah, I thought I recognized him in his face. I don't claim to know everybody in ultra running. I haven't been in the sport for that long. I'm getting to know people. But yeah, I got ice cream from him, and like I was like, I feel like I know him, and I know him because I've probably seen him in so many like posts or like YouTube videos. But like I meet these people and I'm like, oh yeah, you've won this race and that race. You come in second in this. Oh, no big deal. But then I like follow them on Instagram. I'm like, oh, they're like a big deal. But then I met Zach did you see my post from JFK? Let me pull this picture up. I met him. I saw him. He was crewing for Jen Litcher. I think her name is.
No, I probably did. Oh yeah. See what you're doing to me. So that
I got a photo with him, and then I messaged him. I said, congratulations on getting into like as a pick, because we're picks together. I was like, congratulations. He was like, yeah, congrats to you too.
That's, I mean, this, I'm not going to miss it for anything. And you've almost inspired me to
almost.
I mean, I'm this close to training so I could run with you like the last 2 miles.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That would be so much fun. I would love that. That would be so much fun. I just got this mental image of all these people that I've known through the ultra world and like through hiking world just running with me
Yes.
to the finish, and we're all just like, we did it. We made
I'm
it.
going to do it because you're going to be trashed, and I might be able to keep up with you because I could just visualize it because, I mean, I pretty much memorized the beginning and ending of the Hardrock. I was obsessed. Like, became really good friends with the woman at the campground that you're going to run through. Like, you know, she's like, yeah, come stay next year. We'll hook you up. You can hang out here. But that would be, and I was thinking about this last night. I was like, oh, that campground where she's going to come through to the finish. I could ride my bike with Tara and cheer her on and like hoop and holler. But I'm like, no, I'm going to run with Tara. I just think it would be awesome.
That would be so great. I'm just getting all these like.
Stephanie says that she'll be on her bike. But in all seriousness, and then I got so excited. I was like, let's go live right now in like an hour. I had no idea where you were. And you're like, well, I'm at a race. And I thought you were in the race. I was like, you're crazy, Tara.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, my ankle is still recovering from JFK. I feel like I'm almost there. It still hurts, but it's better. It's much better than it was. Yeah, but now I'm getting all these like thoughts like I need to be my best self at Hardrock. I need to work really hard and just prepare like crazy. I have to do a lot because, you know, I wanted to do the Appalachian Trail FKT as well. And I was going to do that if I didn't get to Hardrock in July, but now I'm going to bump it to mid-August is when I do the Appalachian Trail FKT. It's going to be perfect training at Hardrock, lots of elevation gain.
Wait a minute. Are you announcing here that you're doing the Appalachian Trail FKT? I haven't heard this.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
What? Oh, why?
Tara, I don't know why, because you have not told me. So are you going southbound?
Yeah. Well,
listen, I got to end this live right now. I have no idea how I did not know this, and how I'm not part of this is the question. So we're going to talk afterwards.
I don't think I think I've announced it. I'm trying to think where I've announced it. I've announced it on like single track podcast. But I haven't like been like throwing it out there. I was going to post a YouTube video, but then I didn't want to like do that just yet. So I don't think I've been announcing it a lot of places, but yeah. So I guess here I'm going for the FKT on that.
Yeah, this is where all the hikers are going to hear you, Tara. So you're announcing. Listen, so I mean, this is awesome. It really is awesome. And you know, all jokes aside, I am stoked for summer 2024. I really am.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I'm excited for you. I mean, you have really built your career in this, and you've worked hard for it, and you've suffered. I mean, you have suffered a ton. So let's end this. What are you? I know you're probably going to get through the holidays. I know you have some more healing to do because you mentioned yesterday you weren't feeling that great. I don't know if that was just yesterday or, you know, once all this soaks in, you are definitely going to have a plan. And I just want to throw it out there. I'd love for you to come on like every 6 or 7 weeks and you kind of, if you're up for it, and you kind of share, you know, what's happening. So where is your mind beyond like, let's get into training, like, and I know it's probably kick it off soon.
Yeah. Well, I want to start working out, like actually lifting weights and trying to like build like muscle, but also get like maybe more calisthenics too. Just trying to get like fit overall. I
like
want
a strength training, like I tell you, you're the hybrid athlete. You are like,
I mean, I feel like I have a very strong lower like legs. My legs are very strong, but I want to be able to just have overall fitness. I've been inspired by the yellow racer, yellow runner.
Oh, Sally MacKaye, of
Yeah,
course.
why did I want to say like Allie for some reason, Sally, and Jeff Browning. I've been really inspired by them, and also Michelle Yates, watching their overall fitness journeys. I'm like, well, yeah, like I mean, ultra running's great, but I also want to like have longevity in the sport and longevity in like life as well. So like having overall fitness and not just like pounding my legs every day would be nice. Um, and doing the regular training, but also I have to like prepare a lot for the Appalachian Trail, and I have to prepare a lot for the for Hardrock as well, and that just includes like a lot of like logistics and whatnot. And I want to go out to train at Hardrock before the race, but I was thinking like there's still going to be a lot of snow. So was trying to figure out like how would I train for this course. So trying to process that. I think I also have been thinking a lot like how to preserve myself. Like I don't want to injure myself before Hard Rock. So how can I preserve myself would be a good thought as well. So I'm still trying to process all of this and trying to figure out like what the best course of action is. And luckily I don't have to do it on my own. I have a lot of people like you in my corner. So I
Strength,
appreciate
nutrition,
everyone.
you got to get it all.
Yeah.
And speaking of Sally MacKaye, because I love following Nick Bear as well, with BPN. And I know that they seek, I guess they call them ambassadors as well. So something to think about, Tara. Something
What
to think
is it?
about. So it's called Bear Performance Nutrition, and they
I've never
sponsor
heard of it.
Sally MacKaye.
Oh, cool.
You got to look it up. Look it up.
Okay.
So
I'll
yeah,
look it up.
so Bear Performance Nutrition, and the CEO is Nick Bear, and
Oh, that's a
he
great last
started
name.
Bear Performance while he was in the military. So yeah, look it up. I'm telling you right now, they've got all the nutrition you need. That's not sponsored by Bear Performance Nutrition, but sending accolades over, because honestly, I think you'll like him too, because
Yeah.
he runs, he strength trains. It's that style of athlete. And yeah, you have inspired me to get my act together, because honestly, I do want to be able to. I think that would be awesome if we got a bunch of through hikers
Oh,
to run
yeah.
that last couple miles with you. That would be awesome.
That would be so great. I would love that so much.
That would be awesome. So it's going to be a great time, and I know your head is probably still about to explode,
Oh,
and
yeah.
your 2024 is 100% going to be fantastic. And I know you've got coming up on your channel. You are also switching over to the hiking world. Talk about what you have coming up on your channel, so people can go over and subscribe to you and watch this year's class of 2024, right?
Yeah, so every year I have a video I compile of the through hikers that will be who will submit a clip one, but through hikers that are going to be on the Appalachian Trail. I love the community, and I love to support them. And I know that I have a following on my channel, and getting those people some exposure. The support you get from people watching and also people on the trail is huge. That helped me a lot on the trail, the community. So I know providing that kind of community for through hikers before they get on and when they're on is huge, and it's going to help in the success of their hike. And also, so I post that video. If you are through hiking in 2024 on the Appalachian Trail, submit a clip. Can you tag or can you post that video that
Oh yeah,
like the I'll
the
send you a link
announcement
to it.
video or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
can do that. I'll put
So
it in the description. No problem.
yeah, so if you want to look at that or watch that video and submit a clip before December 18th, and then I compile that video and I post it on my channel, and people watch the entire thing. If they watch the entire thing, they can apply, or they can uh, be in the drawing for a giveaway, and the giveaway includes so many companies. I think there's like 17, 18 companies that are partnering with me. So like Durston, Ultra.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You got Tara. I'm done with you. Like I can't.
There's more. There's so many, like Outdoor Vitals. Goodness gracious, so many.
Yeah.
I can't think of Sam Bob. All these companies leave. Nashville Packs. All these are going to be partnering
And
with
listen,
the
you
giveaway.
want to know why Dale chose you? Come on. You've got 17, 18 companies doing giveaways.
Yeah. Yeah. And goodness gracious, I'm so thankful that I have this platform I can give back because I don't really get anything from this. It's actually a lot of work. It's so much work. I get like views from it, sure, but views, like the amount of views I get on this video don't really like translate to like pay.
Right.
And that's not why I'm in it though. Like I don't really care. I love the community and that's enough for me. And it's a lot of work, but I love the community. And if you do want to, you don't have to be in the video, the introduction video, to be in the giveaway. You just have to watch the introduction video. And there's more information on that video that I posted that Jester will post. But tomorrow I'm posting a video about my top 3 Appalachian Trail gear picks. So check that out. That's going to be up tomorrow on the 4th of December. And then I'm going to post about Carl's Devil Dog 100. So you can watch that too next week.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to tell you, I was contemplating, but how do you not go to Silverton anyway? I mean, it's absolutely amazing town.
Gosh, yes.
I don't want to be there right now because they've got several inches of snow and all kinds of things. But during the summer, oh my goodness, it is a hiker's, runner's paradise.
It's
bikers,
amazing.
like ATVers, like you name it, they've got it going on. But it's a really, really good kept secret, so we're not going to make it public.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, all of Colorado is just turning into like millionaire world.
I know. We were looking up some of the houses there and it was like, well, nope, can't afford that. Nope, not moving here.
Oh my gosh. We're in Steamboat. I love Steamboat because of Run Rabbit. I love Steamboat, the community. But like, man, is it disheartening to go there and just like the houses, these little houses that used to just be like, an amount of money that was attainable for a lot of people. It's now just they're being like constructed into mansions, and it's just like millionaire world, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Colorado,
maybe if I was a millionaire, maybe I'd feel differently about it, but I'm not. And I want a house in Colorado and I don't have that. So I'm going to complain about it.
There you go. And that's what we could do. So Tara, I don't want to take up any more of your time. This has been great. I know you're still tired. And say hello to Blind Jerry, which is Tara's dog, who you posted about this morning.
Oh yeah. He's a very hard worker. He's such a hard worker.
Yes, he is. Isn't he your assistant?
Yeah, he is. He's not very good because he's blind and deaf, but he does hard work. He tries his best. That's all I can ask for.
Well, Tara, I am not going to let you get away from the podcast. You're going to hear from me every 8 weeks. I'll give you 2 months in between episodes, but I would love to follow your progression. Have a chat with you, see how things are going. And maybe we can follow both of our progressions. So my goal is to run 2 miles with Tara at the end of the race, if you'll let me. And Tara's goal is to run 100 miles, 33,000 feet of elevation gain. What's the highest altitude? 16,000 feet or something like that. 13,000 feet.
Yeah.
Of craziness. Woo! And any hikers out there that want to join us for those last 2 miles, reach out to me. Don't reach out to Tara, and we will plan a surprise.
Yeah, I love that. I'm so excited.
Well, don't be disappointed if I can't get anybody to go.
I won't. I'll be expecting all of the thru hikers to be there. But if I don't have that, I'm going to just stop there. I'm going to DNF at 98 miles.
Nope. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's going to be a great 2024. Really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me for this impromptu session. And I'm going to flip the screen here real quick. Tara, don't go anywhere. I will be right back with you. But you guys, the last episode, I said I was done recording for 2023. Well, that was a lie. So if anything comes up between now and the end of the year, I may hop back on live. But if not, happy holidays to everybody. Tara, once again, thank you for joining me. As always, you guys, be safe out there and happy section hiking.